let me get this right. You want to pass a law to draft my daughter to send to another one of your foreign fucking wars for something you created so your arms manufacturers can make more money for your banker friends. Did I get that fucking solid right or not? Now, wrong, elephant breath. My daughter will not be joining the military any way, shape, or form unless it's to fight this fucking war that this government has started against its people. See how simple that is? The very fact that you don't understand the societal fucking rules about women and children, let me school you a little bit. Now, the fact of the matter is you can't make your fucking recruitment numbers because your recruiters told so many lies like, oh yes, you get the condo on the beach when you join up. Oh, you get to start here, but we're going to switch you to what you really want later. And the biggest boner up the ass, the VA will take care of you if you got hurt. Hey, the reason you can't meet the recruitment goals is because these young men have already voted with their fucking feet. They're not going to fucking fight. And the fact that you think you're going to get the women to fight, let me put it to you this way. It was one thing when you oppressed us with unbelievable fucking taxes. One thing, because we were living in nice homes and still eating pretty good. It's another thing when you spied on us to the degree that you did and made us realize that we don't have any freedom. It's another thing when you not only wrecked the fucking economy, but you fucking did it in such a way where you spent so much fucking money that went to special interest groups that the people never had a chance to benefit from it. And now, when you have people that are homeless eating canned goods out of the back of their fucking car, you know what? They may do that for themselves, but their kids are not going to go through that. Motherfucker, you're going to find out what people will do for their fucking children. You protect women and children because it's a societal norm. It has nothing to do with being sexist or unequal in any way. The fact is, you should always protect people that are weak of themselves and always stand up for the right fucking thing. And the right fucking thing here is, if my daughter is going to be in a war, she's not going to have to go to a fucking foreign country to fight it. Fuck your taxes, fuck your withholding, fuck your FEMA, fuck your IRS, fuck you, fuck your corrupt Congress, fuck your corrupt presidents, fuck your entire election process. You know, I could go on forever, but let's face it, the world's not going to live that long before a fucking meteor solves a problem for us. So, fuck you. And if anybody doesn't like what I'm saying, you know what you can do. If you do like what I'm saying, give me a hell yeah in the comments, because our women aren't going to fight a fucking war for some corrupt fucking government.
Straight division, man. But shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakatadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect, 144,000, which is the elect. Doors in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. Real quick, this is a video titled "Now My Daughter," uploaded from the hopeful elect. Basically, Esau Edom he's losing it, man. Okay, Esau Edom is losing his mind because he's losing his kingdom and he's realizing that he's been played to the left, man. Okay, see, like we've been telling you, these Edomites have prided themselves and gloating over you Jakes, but now since they're the new Negro on the planet Earth, they're not liking it, man. Okay, because when you think about it, going back into the time of the early 1920s, the early 1900s, 30s, 40s, Esau was doing relatively good for himself. Okay, because you had what they call the baby boomers, which rose shortly after World War II. So with the baby boomers came in mind, you had the industrial, not the industrial, you had, what are they called? The assembly line, okay? Like part of the one of the industrial revolutions, like we're in the fourth industrial revolution right now, but you had assembly line workers, man, that prided themselves off working at Ford, GM, you know what I'm saying, all these particular plants. And they was able to maintain a livable salary and take care of home. Okay, back in the 1960s, 70s, and even 80s. Well, I won't say 80s, but back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, you was able to take care of the family off of a $13 an hour salary, man. Okay, own 2 cars and a home for 4 children. Now Esau Edom is seeing the downfall of his kingdom predicated on his war, okay, and this whole pandemic, which is pretty much everything is went to shit. So they're basically lashing out in anger at that government because now talks have been reinstation of a draft. Okay, and that's looking like that's more likely the case because of this madness that's been conjured up in the Middle East by the small hats. Okay, which they're playing victim. Okay, but clearly they're not the victims because they've been bullying the Ishmaelites for some time. Okay, but news report has it that it's the small headers that's being bullied, but that's not true because they're heavily funded by NATO and EU. Okay, but nonetheless, right now, what you're seeing, it says, get ready. The U.S. military complex is planning a military drought so Americans could fight the bankers in the Third World War. And actually, I went into this last week sometime. Okay, but nonetheless, this is pretty much the spirit that these devils are coming in. Like, fuck this place. Okay, we're not fighting no goddamn Third World War so you can house migrants and send our money to Ukraine. And you're noticing you're not really hearing anything about Ukraine at this point. But people are like, fuck that. Okay, we're not dealing with this madness, with this tyranny. Here we pay our taxes. You know, we're taxed to death. You know, we're working every single day. You know, and yet this is the thanks we get fighting somebody's fucking war. So they're not with that, man. And what you're seeing is a division among Esau, man, because hey, he's had it, and he's realizing that his own elites have played him to the left. You know, so they feel like Jake now, like, oh man, okay. But nonetheless, this is Bible prophecy, and the scriptures say that this will happen. Okay, so this is the book of Luke 21, and I'm going to start at verses 25. It says, and there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, now, when you look at tomorrow, we have a solar eclipse, like within the ring of fire, as they call it. We have a solar eclipse that's supposed to be taking place tomorrow. Now, I doubt if we see it here in this part of the world, because, you know, unfortunately, you know, we have a lot of climate, we have a lot of overcast, which is part chemtrails and, you know, in natural weather, I guess, but a lot of it is like actually chemicals that's spraying in the air. And Esau Edom wants to hide his judgment, but nonetheless, this is the spirit of the Lord bringing these things to pass. Okay, which whether he hides it or not, it's not going to stop your judgment, and it's not going to stop you from being brought down. Okay, you're still going to go down, and you're still going to go into slavery. But it says, and upon the earth distress of nations. Okay, and you're seeing the distress of nations, especially since the shakeup, since the war in Ukraine, now this new Palestinian conflict, and also with the whole, you know, with the whole scandemic thing, this have totally driven the world mad, man. Okay, from tax reform to pension reform and to, you know, tyranny of the government and to the migrant alleged crisis. People have had enough of the folly. Okay, that's why it says distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring. All right, so when you look up the word perplexity or to be perplexed, it goes into the Greek word, let me get it, aporia.
Strong's G 640, aparia,
Aporia.
aparia.
Okay, so that is the Greek way of how you pronounce the word perplexed. And it goes into in a state of one who is in perplexity. Okay, so looking that up, it says, get some definitions on it. It says confusion. Okay, because then it tell you in Edras, it says, though victuals should be good, cheap. Roughly paraphrase, it says, though victuals should be good, cheap. I gotta get it, man. I can't quote it for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's a common scripture we go to. It says, behold, victuals should be so good, cheap, that they should think they're in good case. But even then, the sword and destruction and confusion. Okay, because they looking at it like, how the hell do you have $2 gas prices, which that's not the reality now, but yet we have all this madness going on in the world. But it says confusion, bewilderment, puzzlement, bafflement, and that guy was completely baffled because he's looking at it like, look, this ain't what it is. We're not fighting this war. Now, back in the day, before everybody woke up to the tyranny of the elites, then, you know, men were signing up for the military. But now, you know, the United States, the citizens of this people, they feel like, well, look, this country ain't done shit for us, man. Okay, they've stolen from us, and this is the common Edomite. The common Edomite is feeling the pressure of inflation, man. They feeling heavy taxes because a lot of these Edomites, which were middle class, they're part of the lower class / poor now. You know, and a lot of them have to dip into their savings and their trust funds in order to even have somewhat of a decent living. While Jacob just threw all around. But Esau is feeling a crunch now, right? And he's not liking it. So they're in a state of bewilderment, okay? Mystification, bemusement, befuddlement, befuddle, quandary, nonplus, bamboozlement, discombobulation, disconcertion, and disconcernment. Okay, basically he's puzzled. and he's not in the spirit of bowing down to this system, which this is going to cause a civil war among Americans and their government. Because when they did a poll study, I want to say earlier this year, maybe late last year, it was, I think the studies mentioned about 46%, or if I'm not mistaken, possibly more, are willing to revolt against the government. Okay, and I believe it was more than half. I want to say it was like 57%, which that's more than half, because they're noticing that the work that they're doing, they realize that there's no appreciation. Okay, you have work burnout. Okay, you have no work lifestyle balance. Taxes are going up, just the so-called curve inflation, but yet all the money you're working for, they're sending it over to fund this goddamn war in the Ukraine, which was started by the West, by the way. And then you got this madness with this guy, Sleepy pedophile Joe, has conjured up, I believe, like $2 or $3 billion to send over there to the state of Israel out the blue. But yet you got homeless people over here dying, okay, on drugs, you know, and yet there's no help for these people. But yet you send all the people's money that they work for over to a country that ain't doing your home citizens any good. So these people are pissed off, man, and they're ready to stump you politicians out. But that's all biblical prophecy, okay? But anyway, it says, men's hearts fell in them for fear, meaning heart attacks, okay? And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, okay? And you saying it now, hey, the elites, they're in disarray because, hey, even though they're going forward with their new world order, it's not going to come to any prevail, okay? It's to the point that the power structures and the powers to be, they're getting ready to take a major L, okay, in the coming near future, because our Lord, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, which his name is indeed Yahushua in the Hebrew, the ancient tongue, he's coming back to disrupt the service of you elites, man. And all you Edomites are going into slavery, including this mascot that we saw in the video. Okay, each and every last one of you are going into hardcore servitude. Okay, we don't give a shit how you feel, because now, hey, welcome to our world. You know, this is the book of matter of fact, yep, this is the book of Joel 3, and I'm gonna start at 19. It says here, Egypt should be a desolation, and this Egypt is talking about America. And Edom, because you notice symbolically they compare Egypt into Edom, and then also the daughter of Babylon into the Edomites, man. Okay, it says, and Edom should be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Okay, so this is the recompense that the Most High is stirring up among these heathens. But nonetheless, they're getting ready to clash out with their own government because there's prophecy. Okay, matter of fact, let's go to here to the book of Matthew 12 and 26. Matter of fact, 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation, and every city or house divided against itself should not stand. Now, right now, you have a complete division between the American citizens and the government. Then you got certain people or certain Babylonians, they just go whatever the hell they see. Okay, well, the government wants this, we're going to do with that. Because you got people that's really not for the adversity, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep the peace. You know, play along to get along and play along, however it go. Agree to disagree, you know, all that bending over shit, man. Okay, that's getting ready to be a thing in the past, because, hey, if you're not on the common side of the Patriots, man, they basically going to consider you a liability, and they're going to take you out. Okay, and this is why we've been telling Jake, man, hey, you got to depart from this place spiritually and come back to your power, because your power is the only way up out of this thing, man. Okay, Donald Trump ain't going to come and make America a damn thing. America is through. Okay, it's through, and it's through like it is. It's through, man. Through and through. All right, and it says, if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How should his kingdom stand? So if you have complete division, like the ancient Roman Empire was divided, okay, between the you got the plebeians and the patricians. What is it? No, you had the plebeians and I believe the patricians, if I'm not mistaken. You had the Stoics and the Epicureans. They were divided, okay, when it comes to belief systems, okay, which Stoics were more like men that stood firm on a particular belief of morality versus the, damn, what I just mentioned, Epicureans is basically like a lot of open liberal knowledge. You know, Epicureanism, like the shit that a Warnium is pushing right now, that would be under the Epicurean mindset, because I mean, even though they come off as being Stoics, but the kookiness of that bullshit they're teaching is straight up wickedness, man. Okay, we will be more like Stoics because we have a ground. Well, we standing on the ground of morale, pushing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But you have other theologies that's Stoic in their beliefs too. You know, like Marcus Aurelius. I like to listen to a lot of his quotes. You know what I'm saying? Basically, a good quote of him to sum it all up is like, if you don't like me, that's your fucking problem. You know, that's a Stoic mindset because, hey, he's hell-bent on a particular lifestyle, man. He have a strict lifestyle, which we have. You know, but regardless of that, you have a mere division in here, okay? Because you got the plebeians and the patricians, which, you know, modern-day Democrats and Republicans, one was for the people, one was for the rich, okay? And one was allegedly for the poor, and one was for the rich. Which in this case, the Democrats act like they're for the poor of the people, the liberals. But we know that the Democrats, it's not even, it's a lethal injection. It's a slow dose of a lethal injection. Versus the Republicans, they just give you the electric on the spot. But at the end of the day, it's the same outcome. They both represent the wages of death on Jake. But it's a clear division, man, okay? And Esau's kingdom is not going to stand because they're highly divided, man. Okay? Like you got Edomites in there that really wants to take this guy Joe Biden out. They don't like this dude, man. Okay, you got Edomites that really think DJ Donald Trump is gonna come back and make America great again, which that's not gonna happen. So you can clearly forget about that. But anyway, as the scriptures say, 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Let's start at verses 23. It says, "And the trumpet should give a sound, which when every man hear it, they should suddenly be afraid." And that trumpet right now is war. Okay, people are afraid. They are afraid, and they're shaking because now they're gonna have to bring back a draft because they don't have anybody. Nobody's willing to fight for a society that has been doing nothing but promoting freakism on people and robbing them of their money. Okay, when you rob people, like the scriptures say, you defraud the rich. James the 5th chapter. You know, you're defrauding the poor, the laborers. You're defrauding them out of their wages, their livable wages, especially the Israelites. Hey, people ain't dealing with that shit, man. Okay, the only people that's going to join your military is a bunch of simple jakes, man, okay, under your false promises of wealth. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you come back. You know, a nigga join a military just to get a Hellcat. Just to post a couple of pictures, get a couple of likes, and then he go off and die. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you in the military and you go fight World War III, I'm 100% sure you're going to be straight up put to death. Okay? All the men that's getting ready to fight the war, you're going to die. Whether it's at the hands of the Russians, whether it's at the hands of the Americans, whether it's at the hand of the Chinese, the North Koreans, or whether it's at the hand of Yahweh Shai himself, because Yahweh Shai is going to take out a lot of people, man. And this whole war brewing up is set up for this big event. The Lord is getting ready to set up the final act of this country, of this society, of this old world, of this world we're living in. Okay, the scene is out. We're in the final act. Things are getting ready to climax, man. Like in that movie Demolition Man, at the end, but before Sly and Wesley Snipes duked it out, you felt the tension rising up. And when they stood and they looked at each other, you felt the tension between it. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas they was going at it, man. And that's the final scene of this movie. Okay, where the elect will receive spiritual power. Okay, we're gonna receive the deliverance. We're gonna get glorified, man. And we're gonna come back down. And we're gonna receive those crowns. By the way, which the 144,000 are all men. Okay, I had a couple of simple women that hopped on my comment board on the other page yesterday talking about spread confusion. Had to block their ass because I'm not finna go back and forth with no damn women, you know. But basically, talking about, well, prove that the 144 is all men. I'm like, won't you prove it? Well, prove that it's not, you know. And I'm just like, man, whatever, bro. Because no matter what, even if, let's just say, if women were of the 144, you will clearly be exempt from that of not being the elect because you running your damn mouth. Okay, and if you knew better, you would do better. You would shut your damn mouth. Okay, because the elect lady, she's not gonna speak out. Okay, women and children will be of that one third remnant, that multitude. Okay, but nonetheless, it says here, at that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs and the fountains shall stand still. In 3 hours they shall not run. Okay, it's going to get so bad out here to the point that the resources are going to get so scarce and limited to the point people are going to start fighting each other for resources because this government is going to starve them out. Okay, and this is what we're saying. People getting ready to go and lose their they getting ready to lose their shit, man. Okay, they're getting ready to lose it, and they're gonna get anybody that gets in their way. Hey, you just gonna be another casualty, bro. You know, so hey, we pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua really shields us from this time to come, because if not, then hey, we're gonna be casualties out here. And hey, it ain't worth being no casualty to a group of reprobates, man. All right. Second Ezra 15, and I'm gonna start at 14. It says, "Woe to them in the world, woe to the world and them that dwell therein." It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh." It says their destruction, because at the end of the day, all these people are gonna be destroyed. It says, "And one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." These are talking about your class wars, your race wars, you know, your proxy wars, your world war, you know, all just wars in general. But in this case, this is going into your civil wars, because we're getting ready to see a civil war break out here. It just take one event. And the fact that people are pissed off with these migrants, which some of them are migrants, but a lot of them are military-age men, and people finding that out, they know that something big is brewing. So people are getting ready to literally lose their shit. And this is why you have a lot of more gun shows than lately, you know, because, hey, people getting ready to go to the streets, man. And it says, "For that should be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actual standing and power." Meaning they're not going to give a damn about what Joe Beasy or any president or any politician going to say. They're going to say, "Well, look, man, we need this. I need food. I need water for my babies. I got to protect my family. I'm going to get it." Okay, so, hey, don't be surprised when your neighbor that you spoke to every Sunday at 2 o'clock when he came home from church be knocking at your door for your can of pork and beans, man. Okay, because that's going to be the reality out here. And notice his neighbors don't even talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Neighbors don't even talk like that, for real, though. They may speak, but they don't fuck with each other. Everybody's in their own little world, because don't nobody trust nobody. You know, because this is a very volatile world, like the scriptures say. In this day, perilous times shall come. Okay? Perilous times, which is evil, unstable times. And it says a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, because you're going to have martial law. Okay, you already got a foreign military over here, and they're going to be used to enact martial law on the citizens. Because Benji did a lesson yesterday. He was like, well, I'm trying to figure out why would they, you know, have certain of them coming over here. Well, and like he said, because it's Bible prophecy, but at the same time, because the American people are goyim, okay? They're useless eaters. This is why out of everybody in the world, the Americans are the most juiced up, okay? And they have the highest mortality rate. They're the most sickest. But overall, those people are going to come over here and do the bidding, because they know that, hey, these people are going to resist. They're going to buck up. They're entitled. So we need somebody to put them down with extreme prejudice that's not going to think twice about woman, man, child, baby. They're not going to think about that, okay? You need people that's totally cold-hearted, and you need people that have already animosity towards this place. And if you have animosity towards a person or something, and you set up to guard over them, it's going to be a cakewalk to put them down, man. Okay, and the Venezuelans, the Russians, the Ukrainians, man, the Brazil, man, look, the China, they don't give a flying shit about you people in America, man, and they shouldn't. Okay, you people are a bunch of useless eaters any fucking way, man. As far as they look at it, you don't deserve nothing you have. And honestly speaking, hey, I concur with that. Okay. So anyway, with that, man, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, Shabbat Shalom, above, shalom.